We're up here around a gas well or a wellhead. Look in there, y'all. How about that? That's a bucket full of fiddler crabs. I'm gonna put that fiddler crab on the hook using a little 1/0 on or live bait hook, and we're coming in underneath the legs, up through the shell, just like that. We're gonna drop it right back down, right back down. We're gonna go a little deeper. You see that, y'all? We're giving, that fish is pulling drag. It's a big one. I'm gonna reel down and I'm gonna lift. Logan's here with the net.
Oh my!
It's a big one. It's a big one. Yep, it's a nice one. It's a very nice one. We had some jumbos. Let me get his head up. That fish is in the net. That's a big one. That's a big one. Good morning, crews. Captain Joe here with Island Marine Charters and Fish Bump TV here on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I am excited. We're out on the bay. It's early March. It's prime sheepshead season. And I've been wanting to do this video for a long time. I got my #1 fishing buddy with me here, Logan. What's happening, bud? And we are out here. We've got some fiddler crabs. We've got some live shrimp. I'm gonna be fishing with some spinning tackle. I broke out the heavier stuff because yesterday we had some tackle busters. That's a Penn 4500 with 30-pound test braid and 20-pound test fluoro leader, and like a 1/0 live bait hook and a #2 split shot. And I got a variety. I've got a 4500, a 3500, and a 2500. Usually inshore I fish 2500s, but yesterday we had some big fish on, so I'm gonna up the ante a little bit. And I'm gonna be showing y'all how I fish the baits, what baits I use, the hooks I use, and then how we just generally fish sheepshead. And I think you guys are gonna find it super helpful. Got my first bait going to fiddler crab. That is a male. Got the big pincher right there. I'm actually gonna break that off. That's just kind of one of my things that I do. I think they use that claw to defend themselves. I'm gonna put that fiddler crab on the hook using a little 1/0 on or live bait hook, and we're coming in underneath the legs, up through the shell, just like that. We've got the heavier stuff out today. I've got the Penn 4500 with a star. That's a Stellar Light. It's a 7-foot, fairly heavy action rod. And we're gonna just pay some line out. Gonna drop this thing down 4 or 5 feet, maybe 6 or 7. Just hold right there. That drag is hammered down pretty hard. Now with sheepshead fishing, you're not doing a lot of movement, not a lot of jigging. You're just kind of getting that bait down there in the zone. Hold it nice and steady. Occasionally I'll lift it a little bit. If we feel some weight, that's gonna be your fish. It's not an aggressive strike on these guys at all. We are right up next to the structure. Generally, that's where you wanna be. Just a light lift. I don't feel any weight. I'm gonna set it back down. Not a lot of movement. It's just a real slow pace. That's one of those things that folks kind of struggle with. Usually they want to fish faster than they need to. Lift. I want to set it back down. Nice and easy. Now I got Logan up there on the bow. We're spread out. You know, sheepshead, there was a tap just then. Logan's on. Logan's on. Logan's on. Here we go. Coming with the landing net. Logan's got a good fish on. I told you there's some bruisers, Logan. Logan went with 15, a little bit lighter. Get him, bud. And we're gonna scoop. There he is. There he is. Nice job, Logan.
Yes.
That did not take long, son. All right. That was pretty cool. Nice job, son. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get the other camera. Check it out. Nice sheepshead. That is a solid, what we would call a keeper sheeper, full of spikes. Got the crazy teeth.
Right in the corner.
Right in the corner of the mouth, man. Good job, son. Very nice. How about that, y'all? That didn't take but like 2 minutes. That was Logan's first drop. He's got a solid fish. You want to show him off a little bit there, Logan? That is a very decent fish. Now, one thing you want to be careful of, y'all, these things are incredibly spiky, super sharp fins and spikes, and they've got the crazy, can y'all see those crazy teeth? Is that not insane? All right, man. All right. Gonna check our bait there, y'all. We've still got all of our legs. Everything looks good. We're gonna drop it right back down. Right back down. We're gonna go a little deeper this time. We're on the bottom right now. I'm gonna close that bail. I'm gonna come up just one crank or so. Hold nice and steady. There's one. Oh, just had a bump. And just like that. Check that out, y'all. There's one down there. All right, that's a good sign, huh, Logan? Got another fiddler crab. That is gonna be a female. Does not have the big claw. We're gonna go right in there, just underneath the legs, up through the shell. There's a fish down there. One bump and that fish was on and he was off. I picked that bite up on the bottom. See, we're just feeding line. Now, one thing I highly recommend, I'm using my left hand to control the bail. Closing that bail, making sure the line's in the roller properly. You don't want little loops and snarls over the top of your spool. There's one right there, y'all. You see how I just lifted? That fish hit it on the way down. Yeah, I believe so. Just nice and easy. I'm gonna back off the drag. That's a big one. I'm gonna back off the drag. He just saw the boat and he did not like it. That's a big one. That's a big one. Woo! That's a big, Logan, I might need your help, bud.
I can't hear it.
I might need your help. You wanna land this fish? It's a big one. That fish saw the boat and said, I don't like it. You wanna bow to that fish. I don't know if y'all can see that, but when that fish makes a big surging run, you don't wanna rear back on it. I'm gonna give to that fish. These guys can be really hard on leader and line. You see that, y'all? We're giving. That fish is pulling drag. It's a big one. I'm gonna reel down and I'm gonna lift. Logan's here with the net.
Oh my!
It's a big one. It's a big one. Yep, it's a nice one. It's a very nice one. We had some jumbos. Let me get his head up. That fish is in the net. That's a big one. That's a big one. Woo! Logan, dude, how about a fish bump? Oh man, that's a big one. Yo, yowza. Yo, look at that.
That one's going.
All right. That's the fish we were looking for. I was telling Logan that's why I upped the ante today.
Oh my God.
Up the ante. That's the fish. Help me out there, bud. That is a fat. Now that's going to be a big.
That is a fat mom.
That is a big female. Probably a female. Usually, y'all can see my hand for reference. Got pretty big hands, and that fish is wider than my hand. That is a good one. Very nice, very nice, very thick. That's going to be a big egg-laden female. I'm going to give you some slack there, Logan. That fish was hooked right in the corner of the mouth, and that was probably the fish that got my first bait. Most subtle strike of probably any saltwater fish. And you notice I didn't do a big old hook set on that one. That is a monster. That is a really nice one. I'm gonna put the rod, and I think we will get a measurement here, y'all. And I might even get Logan to get the other camera. We're gonna go from tip to nose. That is 24. That is 24 inches long.
Your experience, that's probably 8.5 pound sheepshead.
That's 24.
9 pound sheepshead.
24 inches long. That is a big one. Look at that. That's gonna be a big female. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you guys. Look at those choppers. Can y'all see those teeth? That's kind of what they're famous for. You do not want to stick your finger in there. That is 2 drops, 2 fish. That is a solid 8, maybe 9 pounder. That's 24 inches long. That's a big one. All right, I am super. We're gonna let that big female go. That's gonna be one of our spawners. I'm gonna get some pictures and some video, and we are gonna let her go. What a beautiful, beautiful fish. I always encourage catch and release on any sheepshead over 20 inches. As a matter of fact, like your bigger speckled trout, bigger redfish, we want to be sure these fish can reproduce. You can see how thick that fish is. That's going to be a big female. She's going to make a lot of baby sheepshead. And we are going to let this beautiful girl go. Logan's going to film the release. got a big crew boat coming off in the distance. We may have to move. Got me another male fiddler crab. Gonna throw the claw. Take this 1/0 live bait hook. Run it right underneath. Right there. That was 2 drops, 2 fish. Now I got this big crew boat coming. We always give them priority, but that fish was right on the bottom. We'll move if he asked us to. Think we're good. Think we're good. All right, we are on the bottom. I'm gonna come tight. I'm gonna tighten my drag back up just to move that fish. Comes a big old crew boat, Miss Joy. Ah. There's one. He's got me wrapped around. Oh, oh. Oh, ah, did y'all see that? Oh man, he got me wrapped around the piling and the barnacles got me. That was a big one right below the leader. I'm gonna re-lead her up. Got this big old crew boat spinning around. What's happening, guys? Check him out, check him out. That is pretty cool. He's gonna spin that thing around. They're gonna do a little maintenance probably. We're gonna see if they need us to move. I think we're in good shape. All right, bud, let me slide in there, Logan. We always wanna give those crew boats plenty of room. They kind of have the right of way. They'll usually kind of let you know if they need to get there. Slide up there, bud. I think we're gonna up the ante even a little bit more. I think we're gonna go to 30. I think we're gonna go to 30. Gonna tie the double uni. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cinch it down a little bit. Here comes that big old crew boat, y'all. Check that out. That might mess up our fishing this morning. I don't know, but we'll see. These guys are gonna switch out. They're gonna swing over. Check that out. Check that out. What's happening, guys? Fantastic. How y'all doing this morning? Man, just living the dream. We got a couple. We got a couple. Yeah. Oh, I got wrapped. Yeah, he got the better of me. Those guys are super nice. You always want to give them plenty of room if you're out here fishing. I'm gonna finish this knot. I'm gonna go on the braid side now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On the braid. Snug her down. I'm gonna moisten that. Draw those knots down on one another. Just like that. Beautiful, beautiful little knot. I know y'all are, apologize, y'all are probably looking into the sun on that one. Gonna clip the excess, just like that. We're going with about 5 or 6 feet a leader, probably all we need. Fairly long. Going with another 1/0 owner, heavy duty. I'm gonna snell that knot on. Y'all can see that. Point the camera, get a little better angle. Gonna do a snell. Always like a snell on my live bait stuff. Do about 7 wraps. Draw it down. Looks just like that. Trim the tag end. Get us a nice split shot about a foot or so above the hook. Snug her down. Get us another crab. Now, this crew boat, he's doing some work here. A lot of times they kick up the water, kick up the mud. Sometimes it can shut the fishing down. We're gonna hook that crab right through the legs, right outside the edge of the shell. We're gonna go ahead for another drop. That was 2 drops, 2 fish. They're right on the bottom. See, I'm feeding line out here, y'all. Feeding that line out till she hits the bottom. I'm gonna close the bail and I wanna make sure it's in the roller. I'm gonna come tight, nice and easy, just come just off the bottom, just a little bit. Drag is gonna be pretty tight. That fish still got the better of me. Lift. Don't feel any weight. A lot of times you feel nothing other than when you lift, it'll just feel heavy. Just felt a tap. Just felt a tap. There was a tap right there. We're watching that rod tip. It is the most subtle of bites. Notice I got a good firm grip on this rod. Want 2 or 3 fingers up front. Have this butt section against your forearm so you got some leverage. Just felt another tap right there. You notice you don't want to react the first time you feel a little tap. You want to wait till you feel, and hung up, I do believe. Yep, hung up there, y'all, and that's part of sheepshead fishing. Got the weight back, no hook. We're gonna re-rig, do it again. Going back with the snell knot, y'all. Through the eye, always on the bite side. Pull out a few inches of tag, pinch it at the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 turns for good luck. Back through the little loop at the bottom. Logan's on. Logan's on. Logan's on. Here we come with the landing net. It's a team effort. Oh, yeah. Pulled the hook. Pulled the hook on that one, y'all. Yeah, it just happens sometimes. That what we call pulling the hook, y'all. Basically, the fish just wasn't hooked quite deep enough. That's okay. It's a fine balance. You're not using very big hooks. So
heavy drag.
You're using heavy drag. That's why you kind of got to give to the fish as they surge, but there's no perfect scenario. Yep, that's why. All right, y'all, got another male fiddler. I like to use that claw for chum. I'll usually throw that big pincher claw going right through the legs, up to the top of the shell. Like I said, this is heavy tackle, but we're seeing bigger than usual sheepshead right now. It's probably big females. We don't mind keeping some of the eating size ones. We usually encourage letting go. And I'm gonna close that bail, drag is tight, make sure the line's in the roller. That fish I just caught hit it on the drop. I put that reel in gear and lifted a little bit, and that fish was there. That was pretty exciting stuff. Just gonna lift and then let it back down. See that line's kind of scoping out. There's a little bit of current under that you can't see, but you can see that line scoped out. I'm gonna let it back all the way down to the bottom. There's the bottom. You can see the line going slack. I'm gonna come up just a little bit. Notice I'm not auto tripping. I'm not snapping that bail, closing it, making sure the line's in the roller. That's where you get most of your loops around the spool. Sometimes that rod tip will just bend ever so slightly. That will be a fish. You are not going to feel a big aggressive strike with these guys. I'm going to lift and then I'm going to set it back down. You always want tension on that line. You don't want the line to go slack. You can tell when it's sitting on the bottom, the line will go slack. You like it up? And there was one right there, y'all. And he gone. And did y'all see that? That's how it goes with sheepshead. They are tricky. Look in there, y'all. How about that? That's a bucket full of fiddler crabs. How about a handful of fiddler crabs? That would give some people the heebie-jeebies. You just want to kind of hold them lightly. Got another male there with a big pincer claw. Want to break that claw off. Throw it over for chum. Right there where the legs are, it's kind of a soft spot. Work that hook right up through there. And down she goes. Right to the bottom. Put this reel in gear, make sure the line is in the roller. Come tight. Give it just a few seconds and we'll do a real easy lift. No, nobody's home, we'll let it back down. Lift, let her back down. There was a tap. That was a tap right there.
Y'all have a good day.
Appreciate you guys. Y'all too. Nice fellas there, man. I'm gonna reel up, check my bait. Still got all my legs. I can tell that crab, he hasn't been bitten hard enough to lose any of his body parts. Check that out, man. There she goes. Big old crew boat. Like I said, you always want to give those guys plenty of room. They have the right of way. When they're coming in here to work, you want to get out of their way. It's a big vessel there. All right, we are back to fishing. I think I'm going to add a second split shot. Keep this thing a little more vertical. That's what I like about split shots, is you can stack them if you need to. Pretty easy to change weights. I'm going to go right back. And there goes that big old crew boat. And I'm going down to the bottom. Let's see, I've hit bottom there. The line stopped falling. Make sure the line's in the roller. Pick it up just a smidge. We're just holding it nice and steady, right close to the structure. Be as close as possible. There's a little something. I'm gonna lift. We'll set it back down. I like to tell people to wait for the weight. So you don't want to set the hook on the first little tap. There he is. Logan's on. Logan's on. Logan's on. Logan's on. Logan's on. All right, y'all. Here we come with the landing net. Logan's on a good fish. You got him out in the open. Good job, Logan. Lift that rod tip up a little bit so I can see what we're dealing with. Logan's got a good fish on, y'all. We're gonna work as a team. Got that fish away from the structure. When he surges, you give to him. It's coming up, almost there, almost there, almost there. And whammo, whammo. We got one. All right, Logan's one up on me.
Yeah, but yours is big as mine.
And the hook is out just that easy. Did y'all see that? So that's a prime example. Y'all see there, Logan got that fish in the boat. He kept good steady pressure. The hook popped right out. Good job, Logan. There you go, sir. We're gonna let Logan get baited up. That's a solid sheepshead, man. You can see my hand there. That is a solid keeper fish for sure. Very nice size. We'll get a better look at this guy. Now, one of the ways I like to handle them is just grab them with pliers by the fins. That's a good way to handle that fish. Again, you got to be super careful. These fins are incredibly spiky. You never want to kick at these fish. You never want to stick your fingers in their mouth. It'll hurt you, man. All right, good job, Logan. Very nice. All right, we had a fish, had a bite right there. A lot of times you can give them another chance and they'll come back for round 2. You have a bite and miss it, don't get discouraged. Fish on. Logan's on, y'all. Good fish. Woohoo! Oh, it's a good one. Keep him off the pilings, man. Yay! Good job, bud. Gonna work together as a team. Nice fish. Let him give him a little bit. You got him now. You got him away. Yeah, he can lighten up a little bit. All right, rod tip up so I can get an angle on that fish if you can. Very nice. That's a big one. Woo! Wow! Yes! Good job, Logan, man. That's a big one. Check it out, y'all. That's a 20 plus all day, every day. It's wrapped up in there a little bit. Can you get him, man? Just be careful.
Yeah,
Same, yep.
Man, he's looking good.
He was not coming loose. Can I help you?
Yeah, I gotta get that.
There you go. All right, well, I'll show that fish off a little bit.
Oh, he's already got a hook in him.
Yeah, it might be one of ours.
It looks like one of yours.
It probably is.
Yeah, that was a little tail hook.
Did you get one out?
Tail hook with fluorocarbon.
All right.
It looks like
That's actually one of ours. Yesterday I had some tail hooks on. So y'all, this is a fish we lost yesterday. We had some of my rods rigged up with smaller tail hooks, lighter wire and lighter leader, and we lost several. But that fish was hooked yesterday with one of my hooks. That's one of mine. And that is snelled on there. That's a unique knot. I snell. Most people don't snell their
and that's
hooks.
Also pink fluorocarbon.
And it's pink fluorocarbon and a Kale, number 2. Yep, that was one of our fish we lost yesterday. Good job, Logan. That's kind of crazy. That just proves that they'll come back for round 2. There's the kale hook that that fish.
Not frayed up. It's not frayed up.
Yep. Yesterday we lost that fish. That's one of my hooks with my knot. I recognize it. And Logan came back today, and that is a good fish. Logan, you want to lay it up there on the cooler and just get a measurement? Let's see. I'm going to say that fish is a solid 20, a 20 plus. We're going total length. So pinch the tail. Pinch the tail back a little bit. There's on the 0.
21.
21. Let me slide around here and get a better look. Man, that is a 21-inch sheepshead. There's a 21, and even then some a little bit. So very good. Logan, you want to show him off a little bit? That is a 20 plus incher, y'all. That is a solid sheeper. Very nice, son. I am super proud of that one. All right, y'all, that was pretty impressive. That's two 20 plus inchers, a 21 and a 24 this morning. We are on a serious roll here. All right, y'all, so we are wrapping it up. I hope you enjoyed that little sheepshead fishing trip. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be showing off the big old sheepshead we call it. That was a 24 incher, that close, fish close to 9, maybe even 10 pounds. That's a big one. Had a nice morning, but the wind is kicking up, the bay is white capping, we're bouncing all around, and I got some work to do back at the shop. But once again, guys, 35 to 4,500 class spinning rods for the bigger sheeps. 2500s are great for the smaller ones inshore, like a number 1 or a 1/0, like a heavy gauge. I like the owner. Mosquito light or the gorillas are the ones that are a heavier gauge, and the live fiddler crabs or the shrimp, and just fishing low and slow with a lot of patience, and that's going to get the job done. Hey, once again, y'all, I so much appreciate everybody watching the channel, everybody's supporting us. If you haven't already and you're enjoying the content, please remember to hit that subscribe button. The likes and the shares are also super helpful, and we got the awesome tackle giveaway going on, so that's some more incentive there. Be sure to comment, enter me in the tackle giveaway. Until next time, we will catch you guys next time out.